All right, and we are back. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand what an honor it is to sit down today with the future legend, Hank Vossberg. Welcome to the show, Hank.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an honor to be here. My first podcast, so we'll see how it goes.
Hey, we're gonna have a proper mega time, my friend. Absolutely, we are. And again, it's always an honor to see you at the tracks. I've ran into Hank a bunch of times at club races and obviously MotoAmerica. But man, I said this: you, my friend, are absolutely truly amazing. You're standout. How far you've come, how fast you've gotten. It's an absolute honor to watch you on the track, Hank. It's been an amazing year for you. We have a lot to talk about, so let's just get into it, Hank. As I always ask all my friends that come on here, where did it all begin on twos with you?
It was in my backyard, 18 months old, on a little KDX 50 with training wheels. And my dad had the throttle stop turned way up so that if I did the whiskey throttle, it wouldn't go very fast. But yeah, I just kept on that for like a year. And then a year later, we took the training wheels off and got into motocross for a couple of years. But I was just never one for being in the air. So then we took the step away from that for a little bit. And then I think it was like a year later, like 5 or 6, went and did some supermoto and in a kart track in a Menards parking lot. And it was a pretty sweet kart track. Like they had a huge banked corner and everything. But yeah, did that for a couple of years until Menards wanted more of a parking lot space. And then they tore that down. But yeah, and then got off on an R3 and started doing track days and sprint racing. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. And was it always the goal and the plan for you to do MotoAmerica?
I think from the start, since my dad road raced a lot, growing up, he didn't do it until he was older, just because he didn't have the money for it. And then he just he didn't know if I really liked it. And at the start, I wasn't super into it. And then I started getting a lot faster and I got a lot more wanting to be there and actually wanting to race and win, since it was all kind of easy for me at the start. And then, yeah, just kind of kept working, and MotoAmerica was definitely a thing out there, but never thought I would have came this far. So yeah.
Listen, Hank, there's a reason why you're here. And I told you this off camera. You, my friend, absolutely are a weapon on two wheels. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Your riding style, everybody brings their own little element to the game, right? This is a sport, obviously, that you'll never stop learning. You're always gonna, changing your body position as you go faster and yada yada yada. Your adaptability, especially doing the whole Talent Cup, which is a completely different bike from the Twins Cup, jumped on it, ducked the water, took off, and I was like, and I said this off camera, dude, DeMario's gonna have his hands full with Hank, because yeah, absolutely. Going back to your dad, this is what I love about our sport. First and foremost, it starts with the father and the son, right? Or the father and the daughter, his love and passion for two wheels. And hopefully his son or daughter has that same love and passion for it too as well. My son, he's 12. He's got a brand new dirt bike. He's ridden it one time and he's had it almost a year, right? He loves coming to the races, but it's something that I don't, force upon him. Was I a little bit upset? Of course, because it's my passion. It's my love, right? It's something I've always been into, but, not to say that one day he might, be like, hey, let's go. I'm ready to ride. So, but at the start, that journey is super important, right? And it's so unique because there's not very many people that get to have that opportunity to do what you're doing and share that bond with your dad, and the same passion. So it's always a beautiful story. And I always say it's a big puzzle piece, Hank, right? And all those little puzzle pieces got to come together to make up that whole picture. And right now, you're on your way, my friend, for sure. 100%.
Yes. I have a lot of very good people support me and help me along the way. And yeah, it's been an honor to race with Tyler Cycle this year. I mean, never would have thought that would have came to fruition, but yeah. And then getting with Robum and Alessandro was probably one of he's such a fast rider, and having him as a teammate to learn from and ask questions about. And then we go back and watch the races together. And then the Robum team itself is just such a amazing team. So yeah, it's been good.
Oh, Absolutely. And that's one thing I love about I call it our beautiful circus, right? Because everybody wants to see everybody succeed. And you got two competitors, helping each other out, racing on the same team. I always say it, iron sharpens iron, right? You do something better than he does in certain areas better than you, and you guys study each other, and it just helps progress each other even further to be even faster, right? And
Mhm.
be on the heels of each other even more. It's awesome to see, man. It really is. We have a comment coming in. We have another legend in here, Rob Oliver. What is up, my friend? He says Hank is a superstar. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a fellow racer from CRA, where my dad started racing. So we'll be seeing him in a couple weeks for the 5 hour.
That's right. Yeah, he's I'm huge on endurance racing. I think that
Mhm.
honestly, Hank, that's one of the best ways to actually hone your craft. You get the most seat time. Plus, on top of that, especially if you have two people or three people on the same bike, right? So the bike's not specifically set up for you or him or her or any of the three people, right? The clip ons, the rear sets, you got to adapt
Mhm.
yourself to that bike to make it go fast consistently, right? And by you doing that and stepping back, you just taught yourself how to be fast on a bike that's not set up properly for you. So that's a valuable thing that you take away from that to when you do
Mhm.
get on that weapon of yours. And when you're at home, it just it shines through for sure. So
Yeah, and then especially our endurance bike with Robum, it had such a big tank. You'd go out on fresh tires in this giant tank, and then towards the end, when it's finally light, you don't have the tires to move the bike around because before you're just lugging this big tanker around. So it was fun because it was just Alessandro always went out and destroyed, and then I just had to make sure I didn't crash, but I still had to go fast. And, yeah.
absolutely. And I see all those, dude, you done ran out of wall space back behind you. Soon you're gonna have to put them on the ceiling.
Yeah, well, that's just the one section that I got the
Bro,
most of
look
them
at
are just
that.
posters, so yeah.
I love it. Awesome. I mean, it's doing what you're doing in the position you're in, and as young as you are, making all those achievements you have made. Again, I can't stress enough, there's a reason why. Because you absolutely got what it takes. So let's talk about at Moto America, the Talent Cup.
Mhm.
What the bike. I've heard a lot of stuff about the bike. I think it's an amazing looking machine, right? So what's it like to actually race the bike in Talent Cup? And it's a super competitive class for sure.
Mhm. Well, yeah, and I think I had to step up on the field because I rode the 690 for 2 or 3 years before, and the 690 was such an amazing bike. Like we had no issues with it, and that's kind of how we knew that stepping into this would be a good choice because with the last Town Cup, the bikes probably weren't the best, and people were having troubles a lot. But we knew Kramer was going to put together a good bike, and given the time they had, it was a great bike, and I really like it because it's super little and nimble, and you can just flick it around. And yeah, it just reminds me of the big one, but just you hit you just tick your fingers and shrunk it almost. So yeah, it's an amazing bike.
Oh, for sure. It's one of those bikes. It's obviously it's like all the other little bikes. It's all about corner speed and drafting. It
Hmm.
don't have enough power to get itself out of a wet paper bag, right? So, but that's skills that you're learning that you're going to progress and take with you as you move up through the ranks, which is going to happen pretty quickly for you for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
we got two races left. What's been the biggest challenge for you going from the Talent Cup to the Twins Cup bike?
Probably my riding style. Because on the Tonka bike, I'm able to get off the bike a lot more, and I think it's mostly the tank on the Aprilia. I can't get my arm over it enough, and then I'm ending up riding crossed up, which is making me ride with more lean angle, and then I can't get on the gas as soon, and it's kind of just screwing up that whole flow. So yeah, I've been trying to work on getting a little bit better body position on the big bikes, but once I get that figured out, I think it'll be a lot better. And then yeah, the power is just probably the biggest difference, and yeah, the going from 50 horsepower to 100 horsepower is a big jump. So yeah, those bikes are really good, and it's been a crazy to lead a race for the first time at Virginia, which is crazy. Which with Alessandro, and then finally being really close to him that weekend, which is kind of what my goal has been all season. Just kind of trying to close the gap between me and Alessandro, and then learning from him, like I said. And I think I've been able to do it in Town Cup, just because we both don't have that experience on the bike as much, but he has had 1 or 2 more years on the 660 than me. So the more I learn, the more I'll progress, and it should be good.
Oh, it's already been good, Hank.
Mhm.
Your progression's been absolutely phenomenal in that gap. You're absolutely right. It's been doop, doop, dupe, and you're right there, right? It's again, iron sharpens iron, and to have a super fast teammate such as Demario, you learn a lot from him, because he's stronger in certain areas than you are, and you're stronger in certain areas than he is. I see it on the track when I watch on whether it's on my TV or on my phone. If I'm
Mhm.
not there, it's yeah, it's awesome to see, Hank. You my friend, or I can't say it enough. You're just so fast, and you look so comfortable out there on both bikes. It's it's actually a little scary for everybody else because I don't think they're ready for you next year. I really don't.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
see.
see.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm kind of excited to see who's going to take Alessandro's spot, and then I don't know who else is moving up, and yeah, it'll be exciting to see. And then who's moving up from Town Cup to Twins Cup? See how they progress, and yeah, it'll be cool to see what everyone else's plans are. So.
Absolutely. So, obviously the Twins Cup championship's already wrapped up. DeMario won it. There's one late 2 races left at Jersey.
Mhm.
Since the championships wrapped up already, is your goals changed at all going into the last round for the Twins Cup?
My goal season my goal at the start of the season is actually funny. I just wrote them down, and I was looking at them the other day. It was top 5 in a MotoAmerica race was my season goal, and then my overall goal was the podium and getting that a top 5 in the first round, and then winning a race the next round. It was like dream come true. So yeah, looking into the last round of Twins Cup, I've been trying to go for third in the championship, which would be crazy. But yeah, third would be really awesome since haven't been here for a lot of the season, and I heard Matt's working on some pretty sweet championship trophies. And Matt's my team owner, and I'd kind of want to win one, so that'd be pretty sweet.
Listen, you can do it because the points gap between you and third place is not a whole lot.
Mhm.
It's right there. So, and we all know motorcycle racing, it's anything can happen. We
Mhm.
we all have those expectations going into each and every weekend that you come into, and sometimes it absolutely goes the way you planned it out, and there's times it just don't work in your favor at all for whatever reason. So, how do you personally handle those situations when you're going into a race weekend and things just ain't going your way? You're just frustrated. The bike's not right. You're not feeling good. But how do you mentally overcome that to make that next step to hit the floor running and do what you do?
Mhm. Oh, and I had one of those weekends at Road America, which kind of sucks that it was my home weekend, but I felt like because we went and practiced the week before with the other Town Cup riders, that there was a track day and most of the people were there, and I just felt off pace. And it's always I feel really off pace, maybe in the morning or something, and then I don't know. I just go into the same mentality, like you just gotta just keep the bike on 2 wheels and push where you can, and find the limit. And yeah, just kept doing that, and obviously having the team there to work on the bike and set it up was really good and felt good, and just keep pushing, because usually every time I say that and then I go back out and I go faster. And yeah, I haven't had too bad of a season. Just Road America had these 2 incidents which really set us back in the points. But yeah, you just gotta walk away from those and be like, yep, that's racing, and you just gotta keep your head down and try and do the best you can in the next session.
That's right. It's always good to learn from your mistakes so you don't make the same mistake again for sure.
Mhm.
Um, Talent Cup, the season's not over yet. Everything's still up for grabs. And again, you're right there. The top 3 go to the Red Bull Rookie Cup, or is it the top 5 have the opportunity?
Top 5, and they go to the qualifiers. So you have to go and do I think it's the 2 or 3 day thing where they knock out people every day.
Yeah. I know you're excited about that.
Well, and it's surprising because I don't know if the other people in the top 5 are going to go. I don't know if everyone else is going. If because I know Alessandro doesn't want to go, and I know if you win the championship, you get to do a Moto3 round with American Racing Team, which is crazy. And yeah, Alessandro's. I mean, he's a bigger dude, so he's gonna struggle on a littler bike. So especially when all the kids over there are super tiny and have way more experience racing those tracks and those bikes.
Yeah, those bikes they're totally different than anything we ride for sure, 100%.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, my buddy Casey O'Gorman just had a one-off race with the 6 Squadra 58 in Moto3 and had a 14th. I think he finished 14th, which is
Okay.
good. Yeah, it's that's pretty good, you know. And then of
Yeah.
course Jillian Carrera races in the British Talent Cup.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, you know, it's good to have Americans over there overseas and representing our flag
Yeah.
for sure, 100%. But you listen, you're going to do it. You're definitely going to do the Red Bull Rookie Cup tryout, and yeah, you know, whatever visions and goals you have in your path on this journey to the top, man, I hope you achieve them 10 times over. I'm definitely 100% a fan, and I'm gonna follow you the whole way. Um, there's nothing you can't do, Hank. You got a
Yeah.
great people behind you. You got a great head on your shoulders. I mean, you got the complete package going on for sure. You should be
Hmm.
proud of yourself because I know I'm proud of you, and I know your dad is too.
Yeah. And I'm just really thankful that I, yeah, got this opportunity. And my parents are so supporting of this and willing to give up their time and money to support me on this journey. But yeah, it's just an amazing group I have around me, and all my friends and family that come up and support me on the track. And yeah, it's been really awesome.
Absolutely. So, you know, going into the last 2 rounds of the Talent Cup,
Mhm.
has your mindset changed at all? Because it's basically winner take all now at this point. It's basically, you know, is your strategy going to change at all? Basically, is what I'm asking.
Not really. I mean, all season, I didn't know how fast anyone was going to be. It's not like the it wasn't like Junior Cup where going into it, you kind of knew who was going to be fast. Obviously, I knew Alessandro was going to be fast, but I had most of the names I had never heard of, and I had never raced with them. And yeah, just kind of I was just going in and just gonna see how the first round went. And when I came around during qualifying at Coda and I saw P3, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a good year. So yeah, it was from that moment on. I knew I had something for the rest of the field. And sadly we had a DNF there because of the shifter issue, but hopefully this round will be better. And yeah, I'm just gonna try and obviously qualify the best, but yeah, stick up with the lead group there. And I don't think it'll be too hard, just because the track is so big. But you have the super big S's, like those. It's a pretty big S section before the back straight. So I'm kind of thinking there'll be like one smaller group at the front, and then there'll be a bigger group, and then the rest. And yeah, I'd like to be up with that front group and run away with Alessandro like a VIR, because that made the race a lot more less stressful when you know it's just you and one other person. So
Absolutely. So I take it VR in your mind's been your best round so far this year.
probably, I mean, podiuming in every race in both classes you can't ask for much more. So, but
You can't. You're right. You know,
mm-mm,
again, you made that mental jump and that mental step because that's what you've already had the speed and the talent, obviously, to do it. It's that mental again, that little piece of that puzzle that come into place that where you made that jump. Now you got that confidence going into the last 2 rounds, and whew, man, I seriously don't think anybody's ready, dude. I really don't. You know, what's funny is I said the same thing last year. My buddy Matthew Chapin, I was like, I don't think they're ready for you, bro. I really don't. And look what happened. He won the championship. You know, he was,
mhm.
you know, again, same thing I see in him is I see in you. You know, every year, every race, it was that little piece just kept falling into place. He just got faster and faster and more confident, and it showed on track, just like it does with you. It's Amazing, man. So, bro, let me ask you this, because you're still doing school, so you physically still go to school,
Yep.
right? Do all your friends think you're a mega star road racing?
All my really close friends, they think it's pretty sweet, and one of my super close friends, I've been trying to get him. I've taught him how to ride a dirt bike, and I've been trying to get him on track and stuff. So that's been pretty sweet. But I usually don't talk about it at school because no one really cares. And it's but I like to wear my merch, and people are like, "Who's that on your sweat or on your shirt?" I'm like, "That's me." I'm like, "Oh, sweet." Like,
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. But, I always thought it was personally me, in my views. I think it's good when you have a young adult that does racing, but then he can separate and go to physical school and hang out with your friends, because it gets your mind away from whatever stresses that racing comes with, or whatever's going on. It frees you up, right? You get back into your little childhood happy place again, hanging out with your friends. I always called them my knucklehead friends, because that's what they are, right?
yeah.
And always up to no good, right, so to speak. But that also helps you grow and be free right here. So when you do come back on that next weekend, it's like a weight is off your shoulders and you're relaxed and you're ready to get back at it. So,
And
man.
it's also like it sucks that my first trimester is gonna be all my hardest classes because it's like just finish up the season and then you got all of your hard classes right away. And it's nice like the long trips out where you can do the work in the car, but now I don't really have that luxury because I have to fly out and then fly back right for school, and I have to miss if I do go to Spain, I have to miss a whole week for that, and it'll just be tricky. It'll be fun.
But it'll be worth it.
Yes.
100% worth it. Like, yeah, I got it. I'm on the laptop. Let's go. Let's do my work real quick. But again, it's so let me ask you this. Are you faster than your dad already?
Oh, I've been faster than him for a long time.
I love it. Oh my god.
He hasn't raced. I guess he did. He does supermoto every once in a while, but I can't remember. I beat him at the kart track in the Menards parking lot a long time ago. And then obviously he was faster than me on a big bike, and it was funny. He's really fast in the rain. And first time we were at Barber, it was raining out, and nobody went out for practice because it was weird practice. So I let my dad go out on a ZX10 with me on my R3, and right away he was gone because he was so fast in the rain. I was just putting around, but no, it's been fun because he'll come and talk to me and talk to me and stuff, and it's nice having that person that you could talk to. And then he doesn't try to teach me so much because he understands that even I'm trying to learn, and most of the stuff is completely new for him because he never took it to the next step ever. He just kind of did club racing stuff, but it's been really nice to just talk to someone and have the understanding and the same goal for me, and no pressure, but he still wants to support me. So
100%. That's the beautiful thing about our sport too. I said at the beginning, is that father-son journey or father-daughter journey into this sport. Let me ask you this, Hank, where do you see yourself in this sport in 5 years?
5 years. I'd like to see myself in King of the Bangers winning the championship. That'd be awesome. Like face of Harley or face of Indian and just win the championship. That'd be awesome. Or overseas doing the MotoGP thing. The anything. Yeah. I just want to see myself start racing though. I don't want to take that step away. That's where I want to see myself though.
And there's no doubt in my mind, you 100% will be there, my friend, 100%. And you spoke about the baggers, obviously, dude. What a class that is, right? I remember when they first introduced the baggers, I was like, I don't know if I'm a fan of this. We'll just have to see how it plays out. And the more I thought about it and watched it, I was like, you know what a genius idea it is, because now it's going to bring more people to the sport. Otherwise, they wouldn't come to the sport, and the racing is just phenomenal. The bikes are big, they're loud, they rumble, they vibrate all the time, and watching everybody on that bad boy just slide it around like it's just every other bike is just, what I've been waiting on. I've been waiting on somebody to pull up after they win the race, pop open the bags, and just start handing beers out in the crowd, right? That's what I'm waiting on. Somebody's going to do it eventually.
So my crew chief actually raced baggers, Kyle Onsworth.
Yep.
He raced them for the first half of the year until he got hurt at Laguna.
Yep.
But apparently there's this guy that has a sign. He said he's on the side of the train. He says, "What's in them bags?" And Kyle Wyman got super mad. Like he just annoyed him so much. And now it's kind of a joke. But when Kyle Onsworth crashed at Road Atlanta, he was walking off the track and the guy's there. He's like, Kyle, what's in them bags? And so he came over and Kyle gave him a piece of his bag because he was all smashed up. And there's a sticker on it of his. Of course, it's his sticker that was saved by it. So it was pretty funny.
Yeah, Kyle is an absolute legend of the sport too. He's a good buddy of mine. I had the honor to sit on his bagger race bike at Daytona, which was super sweet. Hung out with him in the pits, got to know the whole crew. What an amazing group of guys. And not only that, for you to have Kyle on your side is super huge. He had a huge part development on the Kramer, right?
Yep.
As we all know, we talked about that when I had him on my podcast. He really understands suspension, what the bike's telling him to do. And, for you to have somebody like that in your corner is huge.
Yes. Yeah. And it gave me that upper leg at the start of the season because he knew kind of what the setup was going to be like. And he gave us all these things that they had tested out and we tested it out too. And it was just really a big advantage to have him in our quarter because he spent a lot of time with Kramer and we're really good friends with Kramer too because they raced at CRA. But it was just really cool to have Kyle knowing what to do when we are having these issues because he's like, oh yeah, we had those issues too. So it was just really good for that. And I know Taylor Knapp also did a bunch of testing for them too. Yep. So he's helping out the Honda team. So that's pretty cool.
The real still, with my other buddy. Ian Freely. Yeah.
We're good. We're really good friends. So
yeah, he's super cool, man. Him and his dad are absolutely amazing. I had him on my podcast not too long ago. It's going to be a lot of fun to sit down with his dad too as well. But again, it's to see that friendships you build in this beautiful circus, and the way you guys push each other to the max. It's and seeing giving each other hugs after the race. Dude, what a great race and this and that. You don't. Our sport's so unique in that aspect versus any other sport, and it's freaking amazing to see. So. Absolutely, man. Good stuff, man. So have you ridden a super sport bike or a 1000 yet?
We bought a $5,000 ZX6 and I just been doing some club racing with it last year and I haven't got a chance to ride it at all this year, but Tyler Cycle let me ride the super sport bike, Stefano's bike. And I raced it at Brainerd 1 round, I think. And that bike is insane. Oh, it's crazy, super fast. It basically rides itself. Like it's so easy to ride. And it was crazy making the jump from the $5,000 ZX6 to the full Graves ZX6. It's pretty awesome.
Would you say it's a bigger jump from the Talent Cup to the Twins Cup or the Twins Cup to the Super Sport bike?
Definitely the Talent Cup to the Twins Cup. Because Twins Cup, you're really feeling the power, whereas the Talent Cup bike, you're still running little bike lines, like really wide, swoopy stuff. And once you get on the Twins Cup, you're starting to use the power and get on the gas, and you're running a little bit different lines. And then making that step to Super Sport it's been pretty tricky for some people. I think Alessandro will make the jump really good and go really far with that. So it'd be really cool to see that. And I think that's where it's really hard finding that last little bit because you're fast on a Twins Cup bike and everything, and you hop on a Super Sport, and everybody like that grid is just stacked with talented riders, and you gotta find that last little bit to get there.
Yeah, that again, I said that there's little puzzle pieces that always come into play. It's in this game, you got to have everything come together in order for you to do your best. Let me ask you this, Hank. This year, Twins Cup, obviously, I pretty much know what you're going to say, but in the Talent Cup too, who's been your biggest competitor that actually pushed you the most mentally
In Town Cup,
in Talent Cup?
probably mentally, I would still say Alessandro because he was just kind of that standout rider, and he was my benchmark from the start of the season because I'm like, I know he's gonna break away. I just know my goal is to bridge that gap. I want to be battling with him. I want to be beating him. And Virginia, that second race, definitely breaking away and latching on to him. And I didn't even realize we were going that fast to lap times because I was right on him, and I thought there was a big group of riders, and we were going a lot faster than I had thought. And that last lap was like the weirdest race ever. Just like nobody wants to lead. And then at the last corner, I let off a little too much, and because I was just trying to let them go by and then catch the draft, and I didn't get it enough. So put in the memory break for next time. If that happens, we'll see.
Matt, you might be the one leading it next time. You never know. I mean, you've made huge strides and jumps. Love the dog, man. Mine are usually in here with me too, but they're not in here with me this afternoon. They're probably outside the door. So yeah, I'm a huge dog lover for sure. I believe that if everybody in this world had a dog, this world would be a much happier place, people. And I seen the kitty cat walk by earlier too. I forgot two of them, and they're one, her name is Cookie. The other one, his name is Monster, and there's a reason why his name is Monster. He's a huge cat, and he is how do I want to say this without cussing? He is a man. He's an SOB. He'll literally jump on the counter as you're making a drink and knock it on the floor and look at you. You'll clean it up, pick it up, and put it back up there, and he'll do the same thing again. That's what I mean by that, right? And then other times he wants to come and love on you and snuggle up to you, and he's a big cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Sweetie, the cat, she is like the nicest cat ever. And then Red, he's a Vizsla, so he's always energetic and just running around. And yeah, he's just a crazy dog. So.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, man. I mean, also Bodie Page stepped up too as well. Little Australian. I mean, he's tiny. He reminds me of Danny Perdosa, right? Because they're like this big, but he stepped up too. He's gotten super fast. And then we had, Cody Kopp straight from flat track, thrown in deep end of road racing. So he stepped up his game too as well. This whole season, we've watched everybody progress and step up, which is a beautiful thing. So, all these tracks you've been to, which one's been what is your favorite track you go to?
Probably still Barber. That was kind of always my favorite, but yeah, I don't know. With these new tracks, I mean, Mid-Ohio was a ton of fun. I really like that track. And Virginia was also a fun one.
Yeah.
Obviously it was bumpy, and I'm just thankful it wasn't hot because I'm going into it. We did a sprint race like maybe a month or two before, and it was humid as heck. It was so bad. So I'm like, I can't imagine this in July. And yeah, I thought it was gonna suck, but thankfully we lucked out with nice weather, and I just gotta hope it stays nice for Coda.
I hope so too, man. It is later on in the season, but we are talking about Texas too as well. So you never know, right?
Yeah.
And God forbid it rain while you're there. It throws a whole nother monkey wrench up in the program, especially at that track. Yeah, it's VR has always been one of my favorite tracks. It is my home track. So yeah, it's one of those super challenging tracks too. Moving forward, Twins Cups, obviously championships wrapped up. Talent Cup's still wide open. You're still obviously within the shot to wrap up the championship because you're not that far back, and you will be at the Red Bull Rookie Cup tryout 110%. And I hope everything works out in your favor out there. That's also a tough series and to make it in, but you, my friend, and I said this a lot, you have what it takes to make it in this game, and you'll go far, my friend. 100%.
But yeah, and they chose a good rider last year with Christian Daniel because he he podiumed, I think, this last round of it.
Yep.
So that was pretty sweet. So yeah.
Yeah, Christian's a good buddy of mine, man. Him and his dad, dude. What a beautiful family, to see all the hard work that goes in. And that's something else, Hank, that, when you have fans that come up and approach you, kids and young adults, they're all happy to see you and all this, but you're touching those lives. You're making those people that they might be a future legend of the sport one day, right? And how does that make you feel to make that impact on people?
I just think it's super awesome that all these kids that they're the future of our sport. And my local track, MotoAmerica, they have the Supermoto series, and I just love seeing all the little kids out there and just helping them out. And I like going out and riding with them and just supporting them in every way. And we came and watched the mini cup, and it's really cool to see all the local kids racing there and all that stuff. So it was pretty sweet.
I'm a huge fan of the Isle of Man TT, so I got to ask you, Hank, dude, future TT racer. Have you ever thought about going over there racing real road racing?
Maybe on an R3. That's about it. I don't think I had any. Yeah, nothing bigger than an R3. Because going, Mach 10 and through twisties with curbs and on a road, that just doesn't shout my name. So
to me, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It's crazy, but 100%. I don't know if I'd want to do it.
I just got to ask, because there's some of my friends come on there like, yeah, absolutely, that's my goal. I'm like, let's go. It takes a certain. The only thing that separates the TT riders from all the other riders is just something right here, right? Where the best way I can explain is they feel comfortable going that fast on a confined space this big, whereas you feel comfortable going fast on a confined space this big, which is our closed race circuits, right? I got a buddy of mine, he's watching us right now, Dave Thomas. Big shout out with Dave, man. He's actually over there, and at the Mannix, and it's awesome to see. I got friends over there that did the TT.
I would say I would do Pikes Peak though. I love Pikes Peak, all that stuff. I think that's pretty sweet, and just the accomplishment of reaching the top, I think is pretty cool. Obviously, that's
for sure
still super dangerous, but I think that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, too bad they don't race motorcycles there at Pikes Peak anymore. But maybe in the future, you never know, right? So let me ask you this, man. I know it's probably something you haven't really thought of, but what does the future away from racing hold for you? Like, what would you like to do career-wise away from motorcycles?
I'm second guessing myself now a little bit, but I'd like to be an engineer. I'd like to go to college for sure, get a 4-year education and have a plan if racing falls apart and just doesn't work out, because I know there's a lot of people that devote their life to the sport and it doesn't work out, and then they're kind of stuck in that spot where they're trying to get the funds through racing and they can't. And I don't want to have to worry about that. I want to have a solid solid income. So even if things didn't work together, I could still get something going and go out and still be racing. But obviously that takes a lot of work and time away from the sport, even to go and get a degree. So
listen, you can be successful in both, my friend, and you will be, right? It's always good to have, I don't want to call it a backup plan or a fallback plan, but you can still be a professional legend of the sport, champion, winning a lot of championships, but also have something else, away from it, bringing income in, whether it's construction, engineering, or whatever. And who knows, this is a sport where you might actually work in the sport the rest of your life after you won umpteen championships, right? And they're like, dude, it'll come to a point in time where we'll turn on the TV and it's like, we already know who's going to win the race. Hank's going to win the race, right? Who's going to be battling for second or third? But it's always good to have that backup plan after that. So let me ask you this: going into new tracks you've never been into, how do you learn the track besides showing up to the track and doing the track walk? Obviously, YouTube and video games for sure.
Yeah. Well, and it's nice. We've been able to get a chance. Me and my dad did a little road trip out east this year and got to go to, we went to Virginia and New Jersey. So I got to do a track day in New Jersey and some racing at Virginia. But yeah, just the YouTube videos and talking to other people that have been there, like Mid Ohio. My Robum team owner, Matt Spicer, he used to race way back, and that was his favorite track, and he had been racing there for a long time. So I gave him a call, and he told me all the little secrets of the track. And yeah, I was just thinking about it during the race. Like he told me in the keyhole, if you're going through there and you pick up the gas too soon, you'll tuck the front. So I'm like, don't pick up the gas too soon. Just wait. And yeah, it's just nice having those people around you to kind of go to for that kind of stuff. And yeah.
100%. So, you, my friend, will be at Red Bull Rookie Cup tryout this year. You'll definitely finish in the top 3 of the Talent Cup. Might even still win it because you're right there, right? I'll be cheering for you, man, for sure. So let's get it. Let's go in and have fun, man. You got this, right? So 2026 plans. Do you have anything together for that? Can you talk about it or?
Well, we're for sure gonna do Twins Cup. We're gonna try and do the whole season. That's the plan. But I think we might be stepping away from Talent Cup, just because, obviously it's MotoAmerica's most promoted class, but I think it's good for me to keep making the jump, just so I don't get held back mentally. And then when I make the jump in the future, it's a lot harder too, because I'm so used to the smaller bike. Obviously, my mom's not happy about it because we have so much stuff for the Talent Cup bikes. So she's like, "Well, already spent all this money," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, we got to sell all this stuff." And yeah, we'll see. We're still seeing if we're gonna put something together for another class, and that would be awesome. I'm hoping I'd love to do hooligans in some way. That'd be really cool. But yeah, just still in the making still.
I love, man. I'm a huge fan of the Super Hooligan class. What a freaking amazing class that is. Super Hooligans is just phenomenal. So it's what great racing, awesome bikes. It's bikes that normal people can go and buy and all that. But let me ask you this, man. What advice would you give to younger kids that want to get into this sport? What advice would you give to them?
Just stick with it, because you might, obviously, if you really don't like it, you don't want to keep telling your parents to keep doing it and spend a lot of money, but you just gotta think about it in the long term. Like, what do I want to get out of this? Like, do I want to just do it for fun? Do I want to go and race big time? What do I want? And it's just big picture and having fun. If you're not having fun, what's the point of doing it? So
100%. That is the key word, my friend. That's why we do it to begin with, right? We get on it, and it does something to us. I say this all the time, Hank. I feel like motorcycles choose us. What I mean by that, for us that live it, love it, breathe it every day, it's a lifestyle, obviously, right? And there's other people that get into it because it's cool, and their buddies got it, and they want to do bike nights and pick up chicks or whatever it is, But the ones where the motorcycles choose us, we fall so deeply in love with this sport, and at the time, we don't realize how much it's going to change our lives and the people we're going to meet and the beautiful journeys we're going to have. And it's, yeah, absolutely amazing. Hank, you, my friend, is an absolute weapon out there. And I'm going to say it, 2026, they are not ready for you, my friend. They are not ready.
I love it. Yeah, we'll see.
I love it. No, it is what it is. You guys and girls heard it here first. So listen, Hank, we're about 43 minutes in this. I want to transition into the next part of the podcast where we get to know what you like to do away from the track, right? So obviously you're like all the other young adults out there, especially my son and this guy right here. I love playing video games, right? So are you Xbox or PlayStation?
I'm more of a PlayStation guy. I like to hop on Gran Turismo every once in a while. Do a little time trial and whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't say I play games that much. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. And then me and my dad, when I was young, Friday nights were game nights, and we'd hop on Ride 2 and we do the split screen and race each other. That was fun. So.
I love it. Well, what's your favorite thing to do away from the track? What is your best thing you like to do to have fun?
In the summer, it's riding bikes with my friends. We all pedal bikes and we just do wheelies around town. We'll just bike around and do wheelies. And that's, yeah. And then at night we just go and bike. We'll bike to since I live, Green Bay is such a small city. You can bike to the Packer Stadium. You can bike to all the yeah, it's awesome. But in the winter, skiing, that's the big thing. Me and my friends they all snowboard, and I'm the skier. But it's so much fun to just go at night before Christmas, blasting Christmas music, and it's snowing, and it's the greatest time.
So, are you a cheesehead football Green Bay Packer fan?
I am not. Since we're from Minnesota, I'm a big Vikings guy. But
I like it.
My mom and sister and all my other grandparents are all Green Bay Packers, so can't be rooting against them too much when we go over and watch the football game.
So you're the black sheep. Yeah, you're the black sheep of the family.
Me and my dad. Yeah.
I love it. I'm a Las Vegas Raider fan since I grew up watching Bo Jackson. He was my favorite NFL player, so of course it was Oakland right back then for me. So it's we suck. Do I watch football? Not really. The only time I really watch football is the Super Bowl. It's just my chance to get up and cook with all my friends, and even then I really don't watch the game. I like soccer. I do watch soccer outside of road racing, so I am a soccer nerd, and I get a lot of shit. People are like, "You like soccer?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's the real football, people. It's not." That's handball. It's not football. You play football with your feet, right? So, but that's just me. Do you watch NASCAR? Have you ever wanted to like race a car, or is that something maybe in your future you'd like to do just to try it out?
My dad really likes NASCAR, but a buddy of mine that I raced supermoto with for a while, he does quarter mile and half mile, super late and late model asphalt racing. So I'd like to give that a try because we go and watch him every once in a while, and he's got a car that he said I could take out one time. So I think that'd be really sweet. And just, we go and watch him, and just hearing the super lights come into the turn one off the half mile is pretty sweet.
They're right there across from Road Atlanta. They do drifting at nighttime. Yeah, I know you hear them. I went and watched that the last time I was there. That's a lot of fun. So go and watch.
Last time I was there for the endurance, it might have been two or 3 years ago. Me and all the other kids that were there, we always play hide and seek tag and stuff like that. But we all took our pit bikes and rode to the entrance gate, and then we walked over to the track, and they were doing some testing there. And it was I don't even know what type of cars they were. I think it was like kit cars with like either like Busa motors in it or 600s, and they were just doing the ovals. And it was pretty sweet to watch them.
Yeah, it is. It's too fast, too furious. That's what I call it. It's I had my contacts in and my eyes were freaking burning because all that smoke and the rubber. I'm like, dude, I got to sit higher up on the hill over here. I can't see nothing. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. Let me ask you this, man. Tell us something we don't know about Hank Vossberg.
What don't they know? I'm a wrestler, I guess.
You like wrestling?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think it's just really awesome because it like whips me into crazy shape for the off season, so I don't gain any weight. And especially up here, you can't do much in the winter because it's cold outside. But when the wrestling room is 100 degrees, you definitely lose some weight and get into shape.
100%. Wrestling is a very physical sport, right? And I could see where it works all aspects, all your muscle groups, stamina, the whole nine. We have a comment from Ride to Death. He says, hell of a job in your debut MotoAmerica season. Already made a name for yourself. Absolutely, he has.
Thank you. Yeah.
100%. Tell us what your worst habit is.
Worst habit. I'm a big procrastinator. I just gotta see. That's my problem. Like, if I have something to do, I just gotta get it done. Otherwise, it just goes away. Like, and I hate putting clothes away. Oh, but I had to put them away today. So, yeah, like shirts are my least favorite. I hate hanging them up.
Listen, you sound just like my son. My son's 12. I make him do the same thing. I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna wash your laundry and fold it, you can at least put it away. He's like, yeah, I'll do it later. And 3 days later, it's piled up. And I get it. I'm like that too. You know, I'm if I don't get up and just stay on it and do it, if I sit down, I'll procrastinate. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it later. Yeah, I'll get to it later. But I'm always go, 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 go. I very few have the opportunity to actually sit down and do nothing. When I do, I really, 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 really take advantage of it, if you know what I mean, right? So yeah, I'm with you on that. Are you currently watching anything on like Netflix or anything you can recommend to anybody?
No, not. I mean, not really. I don't. Yeah. I mean, if I'm not, yeah, it's usually just if I'm not racing, training, hanging out with my friends, I'm working, and then I go to bed. Yeah.
What's your favorite to go to cheat meal? Like, you know what? I did good this weekend because I know you like to be on a strict diet, right? Everybody does. But what's your
Mhm.
go-to cheat meal? I'm gonna eat 3 slices of greasy pepperoni pizza or whatever.
Probably ice cream. I love ice cream. I was, yeah. Even sometimes I'm like, man, I really want ice cream, but I cannot have it. So then I just gotta resist from going into the freezer. And then when my mom buys a bunch of ice cream treats and 3 pails of ice cream, I'm like, come on, mom. Now you're just telling me to go eat some ice cream. No, I'm like,
You're teasing me, mom. Please stop. Yeah, yeah. I feel you on that. I don't eat a whole lot of sweets. Every once in a while, I'll dibble. And my go-to weakness is Sour Patch Kids, bro. You got Sour Patch Kids. I'm like, can I have 4 or 5 or 6 of those, please? Yeah, that's my main weakness for sure. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Is that something you do too as well? Do you listen to any audiobooks or read or
I like reading. If I get once I get a good book, and I mean all the car trips, that's mostly what I do is I just read. And my sister reads audiobooks. They listen to audiobooks and reads a lot. Yeah, I'm a big reader, which is nice for school. But it's like they give you a book to read in school, and then I read it, and I'm like, wasn't I supposed to do an assignment on this? Because I just start. It's just like I don't want to think about the book. I just want to read it and enjoy it.
yeah? Well, what's the current book you're reading right now?
I don't know. It's something. I think it's a murder mystery book that my mom got me.
I like
It's
it.
upstairs, I think.
So, podcast. Do you listen to any podcasts at all?
Um, on the car trips, my dad will turn them on. We listen to track days every once in a while. With Attack,
Yep.
that one.
Dustin. Yep.
Yep, Dustin, and then
Yep.
the Tucker Carlson one every once in a while. Just, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I Dustin's a good buddy of mine.
Mhm.
We're podcast nerd buddies, right? So, yeah, it's he's got a good one, man. You know him, Attack Yamaha, Richard Stromboli. It's very
Mhm.
interesting to hear, from a team owner standpoint of view of what's really going on and the trials and tribulations they face. It's and what a mega team, right? It's yeah, huge fan for sure. Are you a Star Wars nerd? I'm a Star Wars nerd. That's why I asked the question. I love Star
Yeah,
Wars.
I mean, I mean, my aunt and uncle got me into it. We watched Star Wars stuff, but not really. No.
Um, what changes would you like to see in our sport, if any?
More more fat or manufacturer support, and then that also like higher payouts because you know I mean Talent Cup, it's like yes one, it's like okay sweet, and obviously the step up to super sport is a lot more just because that's a premier class. And, but yeah, payouts would be really cool, and then have like special rounds where it's like one big sponsor is the sponsor of the round, and you have like a cash purse and stuff like that. Make it more interesting, and obviously that's a little bit on the club local side of things, and MotoAmerica is the professional uh, US thing, but yeah, get more like personalized rounds. Like each round is a little bit different, like tailored to the area to bring people in from the area because it's like you see the shop down the street sponsoring this event. It's like, oh shoot, there's motorcycle racing in town, and then they go on stuff like that.
I couldn't agree more, my friend.
Mhm.
Could not agree more. Do you sing karaoke at all?
Only at like weddings, but yeah, that's
He
about
said,
it.
"Well, what's your go-to karaoke song then at weddings, Hank?"
I don't know. Any white girl music.
Any
It's
white girl
all,
music, I love
yeah.
it, dude. Listen. At the end of the season at Jersey, bro, we got it. We got to get a karaoke machine, and we got to do some karaoke, bud. That's hilarious. I love it.
We gotta get the whole Town Cup crew.
We can make it happen. We can
Yeah.
definitely make this happen. Yes, we'll make it. Actually, me and Demario are doing a one chip spicy challenge at Jersey at the end of the weekend. So, do you want to participate in that? Do you like spicy food?
I don't know if I'm a big spicy guy. I like mild spicy, but too spicy is not for me.
Okay, all right. Well, I had to invite because me and him are going to do it. So,
well,
yeah,
I'll have to message the group chat because we have a Town Cup group chat.
Dude, you got to add me into it, dude. I'll message you my number on through email, and you can just add me to it. We'll make something happen for sure. It'd be, it's a lot of fun to get everybody involved. It's the end of the year, season's over with. Let's relax, have fun, get some karaoke, eat some hot chips, and have fun. Yeah, let's go. I'm with it, man. Who has been your biggest inspiration in road racing?
Probably Josh Hayes. I think he's just the
legend.
He's been in it, the legend. Yeah, he's been in it for so long. He has so much experience, and that he's still racing and doing good. And yeah, it's just really cool to see. And racing in this same race as him at during the endurance series, and him flying by me on the R1. It's pretty sweet. And then it's like try and learn from the corners that I get, and it's like, okay, see you then. Yeah, see you later.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh is an absolutely one of the true legends of MotoAmerica, of our sport, 110%. And he is, people say over the hill, 50 years old. I always say age is just a number. And I got asked the question, why do I personally think that people that are his age that still love to race competitively? To me, the answer is super simple. It's because he's still so deeply in love with the sport. That's why he still wants to do it, and that's what separates him from, people that come into the sport and leave the sport. He's not only is he a legend, he's an ambassador. He helps the future legends of the sport. He walks around the paddock. He works with, Wrist and Grigg. There's a lot of, people he works with and helps out too. So to me, he is an absolute legend. 110% of the sport. So,
and obviously Cam Beaubier, my teammate,
legend,
and he's super nice. He's also super nice.
What's it like to work with Cam Beaubier, man? Because he's another one, right? That's just phenomenal.
Well, and obviously at the bigger rounds, the teams got their own thing. Their work. I mean, they're always super busy, but when they get a chance to take a break, I like talking with Dave, the crew chief, and talking with him and just learning as much as I can about my bike and different things that you can do to them and just set up, and just talking from a very smart crew chief, and then talking to Cam because he has so much experience at all the tracks. But and then just talking to him and all the little tricks that he still remembers of passing and riding in the rain. And like my first race at Barber, where I was kind of under the big tent because they didn't go to Coda, it was talking to him and just, I mean, obviously it was my only second round in MotoAmerica, but talking to him and being like, how do I go into this race? Like I don't know what my plan should be. Should I obviously attack from the start, try and latch on? And he just helped me with that. And it's all that team is so nice, and just love talking to him. And it's a great atmosphere.
100%. One thing that I noticed that Demario does better than anybody else is at the very start, from the very first out lap, he is on the pace, right? And that's how he gets that gap. Yeah, that's something I noticed. But you're right there. You are right there, my friend. 100%. Let me ask you this, Hank. Like, how do you, on the mental side of things, how do you prepare for battle? Which that's how I always ask my friends before you go out during a session or a race, right? Do you have a certain routine you do, or?
I don't know. I just, obviously the nerves are so bad You just get really, I get really nervous before, like no matter what, for anything. And then I like to stretch out and just get loose. And one thing that's really helped me out is stretching and then getting my heart rate up. Because before I was always like, I need to be calm and like relax before. And that affected me before because it took me a while to get up to pace. So get my heart rate up, getting me like in the zone and ready for when I go out. Because then it's not like you're not taking time to get going. You're going right away because you're in the zone. So that's really helped me out a lot. And then mentally going through your dream lap. Like you go through your lap, you hit all your markers, you replay that over and over. And then the night before you do that too. And my crew chief Kyle told me to go through that and then like go over your previous thing, like just keep going in your head, like just have it all down. So when you go out there, you know what you need to work on, you know what you need to improve.
Yep, but it's like that muscle memory thing, right?
Mhm.
You learn it. You close your eyes, you go through the whole track, and
Mhm.
you get out there. It's just that whole muscle memory. So, Chad Kess says the Tank. Is that your nickname, the Tank?
I guess it kind of is, yeah. He's one of our mechanics on Robum, uh, and Matt. When we were on our trip out west, I rode in with Matt Spicer and Sarah, and it was me and my dad, and we all drove out west. And he made up a bunch of nicknames for me, and um, Caleb DeCarroll made me a set of helmet graphics, and we put it on the back. It said Hank the Tank, and there's a little tank on it. So it's just kind of funny. So
That's going to be the name of this episode, Hank the Tank. I like it. That's all. See, that's something we didn't know. How you come up with your nickname, right? And
yeah.
is there a certain reason behind your race number?
Oh, that's funny. So back when I just started on my R3, we bought like a crashed R3 from the repo place, and then track converted it. And good friends of ours, the Fours, had a bunch of old race R3 bodywork, and the graphics of the number plate that was on it was a 41, but it was all torn up. So we just peeled it off, and there was a 31 on it, and it just stayed for forever after that. Yeah, I used to be number 8 before that. So
I thought maybe it was a Garrett Gerloff story behind that, but
yeah, it was just luck of the draw.
I love it. So, do you obviously you watch MotoGP, BSB, or any of that, or?
Yeah, we watch MotoGP. Kind of in our free time, we like to watch it on the drives back from races and stuff. And then in the winter, it's Supercross. And yeah.
Who's your go-to guy in GP?
I don't know. I wouldn't say I have someone that I specifically root for. I was like Fabio. He's pretty sweet. And Pedro Acosta. That's what I would say. Yeah.
The Shark. Yeah, dude. He's I never forget when he showed up in Moto3,
Yep.
started from pit lane the first race and won. I was like, bro, if he continues this, he's bro. And yeah, he's on that. You know, every once in a while there'll be somebody that comes along that elevates the game to the next step. You know, I've had many in my lifetime, and you're seeing many come through now as well. So it's good to see. I'm super excited about Top Rat coming to GP. Right now, it's obviously just the Mark Marquez show. It's actually pretty boring to watch. So
it's kind of like it's probably pretty nice for him because he's like,
well, of course,
winning and yeah,
right, yeah. But you also see like the flip side of that, how much to me personally, I think he's just destroyed Pecco mentally in his mind. He just can't wrap his head around Mark Marquez being his teammate and kicking his butt. So it's yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And then, of course, Johnny Ray, the legend, announced his retirement at the end of the season. So, yep, he's one that's will step away. So,
well, my dad's always been a Cowie guy. So whenever we watch Full Reich, it's just crazy to see Cowies running up front, and because you never see him in the U.S. So I think that'd be really sweet if they brought more U.S. support. I think that'd be really cool.
100%, my friend. Let me ask you this, dude. If you could swap lives with any one person in the world, who would it be?
I don't know if I would.
Love it.
I don't know. It's tricky.
It is tricky, ain't it?
Because it's like you think about the life that you know a person for, but you don't really know everything else that's kind of going on. So I don't know.
Do you speak any other languages besides English?
I mean, I guess I took French in school, but I just did it good enough to pass. Yeah, get an A in the class. Yeah.
I mean, good enough to get an A, man. You obviously put some effort forth to that too. So yeah, it's proud of you, man. Proud of you, and of course, big advocate of people doing good at school. It's something I tell my son, dude. If you want to do the things you do, you got to come home with good grades. Otherwise,
Mhm.
it just shows us too how bad you really want it. Right?
And the fact of staying in like in-person school, you gotta have social skills, like in talking with your buddies and stuff. You can't just be I mean, online school definitely frees up the schedule a lot more for everything, but you're missing that social aspect of being in school, talking with your friends. Because
Yep.
I mean, what do you do in all that downtime? You're at home. You just got all you can do really is train and prepare, which is nice for school because it just brings in all these other activities that kind of brings you away and stuff like that.
Yeah. We said that earlier. That's why I think it's mega for young adults to still step away and be active socially with other kids of your age in school instead of course, there's kids your age at the track, but it's a completely different atmosphere. I see you goofing around some, but it's serious, right? It's not laid back where I can just laugh and drink chocolate milk and make fun of my friend for being goofy or picking his nose or whatever it is, right? That's something I stay on my son about. He's always digging for gold up there. I'm like, bro, that's gross. That's gross, dude. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, listen, Hank, dude, this has been an absolute honor, a lot of fun. I cannot wait to sit back down with you. So just stay on with me for a minute. After we end this, we'll go ahead and schedule our part 2 for the beginning of next year. But one last question I do want to ask you before I let you end this podcast. Okay. All money aside, you had all the funds available to you. You could have your own MotoAmerica race team. What class would you have? What's the manufacturer you would bring in? And who are the 2 current riders in MotoAmerica you would put on your bikes?
If it was legal, I would have a Kawasaki race team with full raced out H2Rs if they allowed superchargers. And then who would I? Probably Jonathan Ray and who other? Probably me. I mean, I'd want to race. Or I'd give my dad a ride. Yeah, I'd let him ride.
I love it. Well, you could, because Kyle Wyman did the same thing when he was racing Ducati. He was the team owner and the racer and all that too as well. Well, listen, Hank, this has been a lot of fun. I'm gonna let you end the podcast, but first I want to give all my shout outs. I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you to everybody that watches this podcast, that hits that like and subscribe, because it wasn't for all of you and my friend Hank and everybody else coming on here, I would not be able to do this. So it's nothing but love to each and every single one of you. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend as proper mega as you are. Hank, tell everybody where they can. One more thing before I give the microphone to Hank is, listen, when you guys are at Texas, please stop by, say hi to Hank, get that picture, get that autograph. Do you have any merch for sale, Hank?
I do. Yes. Tyler Cycle merch. I'm wearing my shirt right now. Yeah.
There it is, right? Do you have those available at the track?
I think we're getting an order in. I have to ask my mom, but it's for sale on the Tyler Cycle Racing website.
Okay. Well, there you guys go. So if anybody's interested, please go to tylercycles.com, get you a Hank Vossberg shirt, show all that love and support. Hank, tell everybody where they can find you on social media and all that good stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah, Vossberg Racing on all 3 platforms, YouTube. I haven't posted in a while, but try and get on that. But Instagram and Facebook, post as much as I can, have a race report. And Vossberg Racing. And thank you.
Yeah. Listen, this has been a lot of fun. It's been an absolute honor to sit down with the legend, Hank Vossberg. And again, people, they're not ready in 2026 for Hank. Shoot, they ain't even ready at Texas or Jersey. You guys stay tuned and see and find out, because this young man right here is an absolute legend and future champion of the sport for sure. So thanks again, Hank. This has been a lot of fun. Just down with me for 1 second. You are welcome, my friend. Let me end this.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.
All right, buddy.